Most of us assume that when our cat gently rests a paw on our arm, it is just a cute little accident. We think they are stretching or asking for a treat. It is a sweet thought, but thinking that gentle touch is a random reflex is a huge misunderstanding of their biological roadmap. Wild cats do not casually rest paws on each other. They headbutt and groom. But this deliberate quiet placement of one paw is entirely different. It is a highly specific language they built exclusively for you. Let's sit down and decode the hidden psychology behind this touch. So, you finally know what your tiny roommate is trying to say. Let's start with secret number 1, the invented language. Here is something that gets lost in almost every conversation about feline behavior. Cats developed meowing just to talk to humans. Wild cats are mostly silent with each other and communicate entirely through scent and posture. The paw touch is doing something similar, but honestly much stranger. It isn't a leftover survival instinct. When your cat places their paw softly on your arm, they are doing something they do almost nowhere else. Researchers call this social referencing. Your cat figured out that you respond to this specific touch. They aren't demanding food, and they aren't performing a trick. They are actively reaching out in a language created just for your relationship. A really kind thing you can do here is simply acknowledge the gesture quietly. Don't grab their paw or squeal with excitement, because you will instantly break that delicate connection and ruin a rare moment of absolute trust. And that brings us to clue number 2, the silent reader. The paw touch actually doesn't come first. And that is the beautiful part most humans completely miss. Long before that little paw ever lands on your leg, your cat has been intensely watching you. Cats are extraordinary readers of human body language and subtle emotional shifts. They quietly track your facial expressions and your breathing patterns. They aren't just reacting to what you do. They are reading exactly what you are about to do. When you shift your weight, or when the heavy tension in your shoulders drops, your cat immediately notices. The paw often comes in direct response to those invisible signals. They clock that your energy just changed, and they are quietly checking in with you. It is a deep level of emotional attunement. Your best move here is to pay attention to your own body. Notice how you were breathing before they reached out, and try to stay in that exact calm state. Let's take a really quick pause right here. What kind of tiny roommate do you actually live with? Type 1 in the comments if your cat constantly reaches out and gently rests their paw on your arm. Or type 2 if they prefer to just stare at you from across the room like a tiny judge. Let's get back to the clues. Reason number 3 is fascinating. Let's talk about the dominant hand. Here is the part that genuinely changes how you read this situation. Most humans never think to look at exactly which paw their cat is using. Research shows that roughly 80% of all cats have a strongly dominant paw. Female cats tend to heavily favor their right paw, while male cats usually lean to the left. They use their preferred limb when the task actually matters, or when the situation is emotionally loaded. If they are extending their dominant paw toward you, they aren't just casually touching your skin. They are using their best tool for that specific moment. That is your cat, bringing their full intention and deep focus to the gesture. A fun thing you can do is run a simple test tomorrow. Hold a treat just out of reach, and watch to see which paw they use first, so you finally know their dominant side. Moving on to secret number 4, the chemical reset. This one usually surprises people who think cats are completely independent. When your cat places their paw on you and lets it peacefully rest there, their tiny nervous system is heavily responding to the physical touch. When they were blind kittens, they used their paws to gently press against their mother for milk. That specific physical motion triggered a massive release of oxytocin and signaled pure safety. That biological association doesn't disappear when they grow up. The soft contact activates the exact same self-soothing pathways that formed in their very first weeks of life. They aren't just communicating outward to you. They are using your physical contact to actively regulate themselves inward. You have essentially become the physical embodiment of their earliest comfort. The kindest thing you can do is let them keep the paw exactly where it is. Don't force them to move away, and let their tiny nervous system fully reset. Here is clue number 5. The calculated vulnerability. Cats are biologically engineered for incredible speed and survival. Every single part of their physical body is built around the ability to launch or dodge instantly. Having all 4 paws firmly on the ground is their strict baseline ready state for any sudden danger. When your cat intentionally lifts a paw and rests it on your arm, they have just reduced their physical escape capacity by exactly 25%. That sounds clinical, but in the language of a highly alert little predator, it is an enormous deal. They are actively choosing in that quiet moment to be slightly less ready and far more physically exposed. In the exact moment that paw lands on you, your cat has officially decided you aren't a threat. Not just tolerated, but genuinely safe enough to lower their strict defenses. Your best move here is to deeply respect that physical trust, stay perfectly still, and prove to them that lowering their guard was the right choice. And finally, secret number 6, the chosen bond. You really have to go back to the very beginning to truly understand this. Most cats simply do not do this gesture with other cats in the wild. This specific sustained contact with a resting paw is something that happens almost entirely in the quiet, intimate space between a cat and a human. Unlike dogs who were selectively bred over thousands of years to desperately need our attention, cats essentially domesticated themselves. They continue to actively choose every single day whether to deeply bond with you or hold back entirely. There is no evolutionary pressure forcing your cat to reach out for you. If they have invented a unique gesture they use almost nowhere else in their life, that is a massive conscious choice. It is completely quiet, and it doesn't ask for anything in return. The next time that soft paw lands on you, you will know it isn't just a sweet habit. It is a deliberate act of true love. The most beautiful thing you can do is recognize the heavy weight of that gesture. Accept the strange compliment from a creature that chose you entirely on their own terms. Your cat isn't just a lazy roommate. They are a deeply focused observer, actively choosing to connect with you. If you want to uncover more feline psychology secrets, hit that subscribe button. Catch you guys in the next breakdown.